Why work anywhere seasonally when you can work somewhere like Foltz Buildings, a family-oriented business that treats you like one of their own? That's what you'll experience when you join the Foltz Building team in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. And they're growing and looking for full-time, hard-working post-frame construction crews, offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus, great health insurance, and incentives after 90 days. Phenomenal profit sharing, retirement, and more. Call Foltz Buildings or apply online at foltzbuildings.com. FOLTZbuildings.com.
Where's my rain, Dean?
And welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Want to thank everybody for joining us. That was Parker, one of our farmers and listeners, and he messaged me that about same thing. We were talking earlier this afternoon. He said he was out spraying the other day and a little dusty. He said, so we could use a little bit of rain. It's been, not too dry recently, but we could use a little bit out there. How about in your neck of the woods there, Justin?
Oh, it's a tad dry, but overall not too bad.
And Bridgette? Where are you at today, Bridgette? Are you?
I am Rocket North.
Hamana
Can you hear me?
She go hamana wamana hamana wamana?
Just barely.
I thought she said I'm in Haba Wabo or Cabo Wabo. Maybe that's what she said.
Cabo.
Well, I guess
that
means I'll be calling you. Hold, please. Bridgette will be right back.
Bridgette's having a little. All right, there's number one. Well, we're looking at a pretty decent day out there today. We've got some clouds pushing east of the valley right now, and we're left with nothing but sunshine for the rest of the afternoon. Pretty decent day, a little breezy out of the south, but temperatures. They'll approach normal. Our normal high is 81 today. I think we'll be in the upper 70s, close to 80 most areas. And really, that's about the same song and dance here as we head through the next 7 to 10 days. We're looking at pretty seasonal temperatures and a lot of festivals, street dances. We've got the fair here in Fargo going on starting for the next 10 days, all the way through the following weekend. And the weather really, really looks nice. A few chances of rain here and there, but none of that typical July sweltering heat. We're actually looking at normal, and normal's a pretty hard thing to come by around here in many aspects, so it'll be nice to see.
You talking about Fargo or at the station?
Here at the station. Yeah, I don't want to lump everybody in on our craziness, that's for sure. Not at all. And I think we have
all the shenanigans.
I think we have Bridgette back. Bridgette, are you back from Cabo Wabo? Maybe.
Nope, she's still in Cabo Wabo.
I guess she's still at the beach.
Oh, I hear her now.
Are you?
Can you?
There we go. There's
yeah,
Bridgette.
we hear you loud and clear now.
All right. So, yes, I am in Brockett, North Dakota. For all of you who are map enthusiasts that are checking that out, I am north of Lakota. I am working with a group called the Ag Mafia, and we are recording videos today that will be used by North Dakota State University later this year when it comes time for their pesticide applicator recertification program. So that's my project today.
Nice. And
fun stuff.
Good deal. And how was your little reunion and everything over the 4th? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, your 121st birthday, Bridgette.
It was. My hometown turned 125. I'll be honest with you. There's a reason why I still sound like a pack-a-day Marlboro smoker. I haven't quite got my voice back yet. There was a lot going on, from the wagon train to tractor pulls to 2 parades to 6 concerts. It was great. I had a wonderful time. So glad to see people. I think we probably quadrupled the size of our town in that weekend.
Where did everybody stay? I'm guessing camping.
Oh, there wasn't a yard that didn't have an RV, an ice house, or a camper in it, and then the city park was full. The fairgrounds had campers, and then the old trailer court had campers in it. And they were everywhere, literally.
Well, it's
everywhere.
good.
It was amazing.
That's great to see everybody show up. That's for sure. And
Yeah, it really was.
And the weather cooperated. It was, decent weather. We haven't really had any really heavy weather around here lately. And even with these storms in the forecast for tomorrow afternoon, although some of those could be strong, we're not expecting really a whole lot out of that in terms of severe weather. And we've got a few chances for precip in the forecast, one coming tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, another one over the weekend, and then another one early next week. And I've had a lot of people ask me, where is the heat? It is July, and although summer technically just started a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we had it in June.
That's when our summer came early. And I am seeing some signs of 80s and 90s returning, at least for a short period of time, shortly around or just after mid-month. So that would put almost another 9-10 days away. We'll have some really nice weather. So take advantage of it. This is, it's not too often. Like I said, we're normal around here. We're usually one side of the coin or the other. And this is actually very pleasant weather to be enjoying. That's for sure. You're not dying of sweat, but it's a little cool in the mornings. Did you see, was it yesterday morning? I believe it's up around Donnybrook. They had actually some light frost on the windshields up there.
Yeah, North Dakota.
Yep.
We had some frost up there, dipped into the 30s, low 40s, and that's cold for July.
Yeah.
It is. I saw some pictures of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. That July is the only month we've not had snowfall in the state of North Dakota, correct?
I think it's August.
I think it is August, yeah.
Oh, it's August. Gotcha. Okay, wanted to make sure we knew. Got it.
Don't even say
Pretty
that.
close to having snow.
Man, that would not be good. Man, I'd be hiding. That's for sure. Oh man.
People would not be. You'd hear more than just "Where's my rain, Dean?" coming from Parker.
Oh, there'd be a few choice words, I'm sure. No doubt about it. Well, it has been. The month of June, at least the first month of June was. First half of it was on the dry side, and I know Tom did a little piece on our news about how this is going to affect the price of wheat. I mean, are we at that point yet, Bridgette, or where do we stand on that?
As far as our yield and what we're going to do for the market?
Correct.
There's a lot of variability. We've had some areas in South Dakota that were super dry, and they pretty much, already planned the funeral hymns for their wheat crop in some places. Here, we still see a decent enough wheat crop. It's going to be short. We won't have a lot of straw, so for those who like to make sure they can pick up their straw and bale it, they may not have as much as they have in the past. The areas that I have been in, the wheat is average to maybe slightly below average. It's certainly not a runaway year like we've had before.
And what about the Derecho event that just raked parts of central Illinois? I don't know if you saw any of those pictures, but that corn was, what would you say, chest high? It was at least waist high. If not, it looked like chest high. It was,
down there at least chest high. Yeah, absolutely.
And it was flattened. I mean, totally flat to the ground. Is that done? I mean, is there anything they can get out of that?
There's a couple things. Some of it, depending on when it was planted, it may get back up because if it's in the right stage where it can. It's still a pliable plant, if you will. But there was a bigger problem as well before that derecho hit. You had some areas that were very dry, and they hadn't done a lot of their brace and crown root development yet. So there's nothing that was holding that plant up. So they easily fell over. So for those plants to get back up but not have a good root structure, that's going to impede their development quite a bit.
Oof.
Yeah.
I wonder how our friend's pumpkin crops handled that, because he was right through. Was he on the north side of Peoria, and they got hit with some pretty strong winds.
And if you think about pumpkin vines, how long were they? How wrapped up did they get? How did that affect them? That would be a great question. I can see if I can follow up with him to ask. But you're exactly right. We saw a number of crops that got hit. A lot of them will be fine. They'll get back up, but sort of depends what state they were in, what was their status before they got knocked down. Were they in a positive growing condition, or were they dry and lacking some of the product or some of the root system and so forth that they needed? That'll make a difference.
And Bridgette, assuming that it was a total loss, worst case scenario, Is there anything they can, there's nothing they can get from that, is there? That's just, it's all insurance now because there's nothing they can harvest from that period, right?
Well, if it's laying flat on the ground, how would you run a header that low and try to pick it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. You really wouldn't have a way to do that.
Okay.
All by hand.
Yeah, that's...
You let me
all
know
1,000
if you're going to get out there to do that.
Yeah. How does that go? Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, we already talked about doing that with our, what would you say, that 40-foot swath of soybeans that runs a half mile. Yeah, we talked about doing that by hand, and I just said no. Not doing it.
You really
not even
that
entertaining
kind
the
of hand
thought.
labor?
Not unless I'm getting
paid to do that. I can't believe you didn't want to do that much hand labor. Goodness.
Right. No doubt. Well, we're coming up on a break here real quick, and when we come back, we've got a bunch of ag topics to talk about. If you have any questions for us, feel free to give us a call on our Red Wing Shoes hotline, 701-293-9000. That's 701-293-9000. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You know the voice.
I signed name Dale with some bogus A. I didn't know anybody still used AOL.
Me neither. Yeah.
I kind of have an idea. I'm pretty sure I know who this is.
Probably knows Tom from MySpace.
Yeah.
The Jay Thomas Show. Weekdays at 2 on 970 AM and 93.1 FM. WDAY Radio.
If your furnace and air conditioner are over 10 years old, it's possible they've gone to the dogs. They're more prone to roll over and break down, and they're also a lot less efficient. Let Laney's help you fetch a free air conditioner with their 2-for deal. For a limited time, when you purchase a qualifying Coleman high-efficiency furnace, you'll receive a Coleman air conditioning unit absolutely free. Hurry and call Laney's for details. The dog days of summer will be here before you know it.
828 is just great.
Hey, it's Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. Join me, Justin Storm, and Ag Director Bridgette Readel throughout the summer as we attempt to grow a crop of soybeans. We're calling it Here We Grow, and we'll be documenting what it takes to farm in the Red River Valley and beyond. Look for new videos every Friday on WDAYRadioNow.com, our YouTube channel, and social media pages. Here We Grow is brought to you in part by Peterson Farm Seed, Dakota Bank, and WDAY Radio.
Come to life with Caldera Spas and the hot tub stores of North Dakota. Discover a new way to hot tub with a daily ritual of a hot tub circuit therapy. Experience the comfort, design, and performance that only Caldera Spas can deliver. Welcome to wellness with a special offer, 0% financing. That's right, 0% financing. Come to life with Caldera Spas and the hot tub stores, 815 23rd Avenue East, located by Costco in West Fargo.
Boost your crop's health with Domark 230ME and Badge SC fungicide exclusively from Gowan, USA. Domark's systematic action teams up with Badge's outstanding mixing properties for unbeaten disease control on sugar beets, dried edible beans, and canola. Experience the power of 2 different modes of action with Domark and Badge. Don't wait. Contact your local ag retailer and ask about Domark 230ME and Badge SC. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
Family fun is calling you to Chihinkapa Zoo.
It's lions and tigers and bears, oh my. And did I mention rhinos, cheetahs, and zebras? The Chihinkapa Zoo is now open for the 2023 season. The exhibits, all the attractions are waiting for your family or group. So many reasons to visit the Chihinkapa Zoo this summer. It all starts at the website, chihinkapazoo.org.
Fun is calling you to Chihinkapa Zoo.
The Chihinkapa Zoo.
Hyperbaric oxygen treatment is here now. It can show improvements inside and outside your body. It can affect the aging of blood cells. It can help you repair skin, smooth fine lines and wrinkles. This treatment can help you feel younger by providing your muscles and joints with more oxygen and improved circulation. Find out what it can do for you at SwansonHyperbarics.com. SwansonHyperbarics.com. Call for an appointment, 929-3930, 25th Street, Fargo. SwansonHyperbarics.com.
Three Lions Pub is a place for ladies every Friday and Saturday night On Saturday, ladies get $1 You Call It. There's a drawing for relaxing products from Nature's Therapy.
Bring your better half for the Friday night date night deal. 2 meals and a bottle of wine for $35. There's also a variety of beer on tap. Lunch is back 7 days a week, 11 to 3. And all first responders, military, and seniors save 15% every day.
Friends Food and Fun at Three Lions Pub on 13th Avenue in West Fargo.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for rejoining us. 121 on this. It's Thursday, right? Not Wednesday or Tuesday. It's a short week. We're on Thursday now. Yeah, we'll just go with that. 76 degrees outside. If you want to join in on our conversation, ask any questions, 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line, or you can always reach us via email, weather or ag at flagfamily.com. And also we do have our chats open on our live streams on Facebook and YouTube Live. How about we dive right into a couple of ag topics, guys? How does that sound? Do we want to go off of today, or should we jump back a couple of days since we didn't have any shows?
Well, I'm willing to do whichever ones you want to talk about, but I got to tell you, yesterday was the most Monday, Wednesday I've ever had, and today I'm pretty sure it's Friday. So I really have no idea what day it is anymore. I am very, very confused. Maybe it was all the wagon train fun, but I'm not getting it right anymore.
You know what? Well, you know what today is. It's
Thursday.
Thursday.
No, it's not.
That's 2
Come on, just hit the button.
Not.
That's 2 days. That's 2 days after chemtrail spray day. So it's 2 days after spray day. But they didn't have spray day on Tuesday because it was a holiday. So spray day was yesterday. Did you notice it? There was a lot out there. Oof.
I am not acknowledging any of it.
It was, and I think that's the reason there's a lot of people sick around here. Oof. Now we know why.
Sick after the 4th of July.
Uh-huh.
I was sick
on the
4th.
Yeah. Justin and I didn't say we were sick. We just said we're not coming in. There you go. Fair
Gotcha.
enough.
Yeah, I see how that works. Okay.
Right. Totally different.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we had a few
would you
things
like to
go
do
on
some headlines?
yesterday. Which one do you want to go with, Bridget? You want to just pick one off the hip, or you want me to throw you a curveball?
Feel free to surprise me. What do we got today?
All right, let's go up for a nice old curveball here. Let's go with do biologicals for weed controls have to prove their performances?
Okay, so this is interesting in the fact that you guys will often hear me talk about weed control or insect control, and I reference pesticides, which are chemically manufactured, right? They go through a rigorous evaluation before they can be used in crop. And now we're seeing a whole new category of biologicals. The biologicals are living organisms. This is a very different category than what people have used before. One of the first ones has now received its first U.S. Department of Agriculture verification. And what this says is it verifies that there is bacteria in the package that is the same as was claimed on the label, the quantity of the bacteria, the presence of any contaminant bacteria is below established limits, and that the bacteria can colonize on the plant and provide its intended benefit. But nowhere does it say that performance is guaranteed. So that's an interesting concept, is that you're going to be using a product, not that performance was always guaranteed previously with other classes of chemistry that we use, but it does go to show that we're going to approach this very differently with this market. And when you have biologicals to use in the field, you have to store them so that the biologicals don't get too hot or too cold. They're basically Goldilocks. It's got to be just right.
That's kind of interesting. Have there been any reports of people using some of these and they don't work?
Yeah. Yep. And
so what happens in that situation? I mean, if I had a product and I used it and it's like, yeah, here's what it'll do, and it doesn't do anything, is there like some, can you return it? Does the company do something about it? Or is there just like, well, we didn't promise you it would work?
I think it really depends on the company that you ask and what they promised you in the first place. But also remember, that once you open the jug to use the product, you don't know exactly what could happen. Mother Nature is going to play a big factor in that. What happened with temperatures, moisture, what were the soil conditions like, a lot of those things. So when you say, did it work or did it not, I always think that you shouldn't wait you shouldn't look at just 1 year's results. It should be more of a 3-year process to see how well did it do over a longer time frame and a variety of weather conditions instead of just expectations built on one season. Does that make sense?
It does, and
it totally does.
And Bridgette, wasn't when we were filming one of our episodes of Here We Grow, wasn't Parker out at his farm? Weren't they using that? Because that was part of what we were talking about in one of the video shoots. Where weren't they using biologicals? Had to be kept at a certain temperature.
Yeah, and that's actually one of our sponsors. So AB Seeds has sponsored us with the product called Invita, and Invita is indeed a biological product. And they did have, when I talked with both Parker and Trigvi, we did have quite a bit of information as to what it has looked like over multiple years of trials. So it's not something just new that no one knows much about. They do have the background to be able to answer a lot of questions about it. So yes, very much so.
Cool. And we had an email come in from Jerry. This one's for you, Dean. He says, don't forget, Dean, that there's a new report of a UFO crash in Italy in the 1930s and was confiscated by the U.S. government during World War II. He says, it's all true. I read about it online.
So true.
Isn't there a Hogan's Heroes episode about that?
Might be an Ancient Aliens episode.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm going to watch Hogan's Heroes first.
Well,
saying.
if Jerry read that on the internet, then it's got to be true. I mean, there's no way around it.
Oh, it's got to be true. Just like all the what are they? The chemtrail posters.
Right. Same thing.
Mm-hmm. That's where we learned about it.
Right. And Bridgette, let's talk about, if we can, solar grazing in Minnesota. I know I travel 94 from Fargo to the Twin Cities. I've got some friends down there. We'll visit a couple times a year, and I've noticed more and more of these solar panels just off the side of the road into some of these fields. So what are we doing with that? Is there going to be any loss of yield on that, or can we, what can we do underneath those?
Well, actually, you'll love this. We know that we keep telling you about that cow you need and the chickens.
Right.
How about some sheep for rotational grazing, Dean? What do you think of those?
Sheep or goats? Sheep? Yeah. I mean,
get the goat.
Well, actually, sheep are better. There's a couple out of Northfield, Minnesota. They have several flocks of sheep that they rotate to and from these solar sites to do the mowing, if you will. The sheep go in, they mow off the weeds. If there's anything that they can't reach, string trimmers or maybe a chemical application will take care of that. Goats are less favorable to use in those solar sites because goats climb. I've said before, goats are jerks. There's other words for them, but it's on the list of things Justin said I can't say on air. So goats are less favorable because they will cause damage to the solar panels, where sheep just like to hang out underneath. Cows don't go out there because they're too tall. They get in the way. So sheep are what you can now use to mow that grass down if you aren't farming underneath it, so to speak. Yeah, a little different.
Oh,
interesting.
Well, this kind of ties in with that then maybe a little bit, but sheep ranching softwares that are available, does that tie into that at all?
It does a little bit. There's a new software. It's from FarmBright, and they have developed this to be used by folks who have more smaller acreage and specialty animals like sheep. And so this is a software that you can get as a farmer to keep better track of your records. Also, the one thing I liked in it is also helps you set reminders. Not that you won't remember on your own, but sometimes it's helpful to have that little reminder pop up in your record keeping that says, did you remember this piece of maintenance on this particular piece of equipment? Don't forget that this fencing has to be taken care of. Things like that can get done. And this is, again, a new software that's been released, and it was developed by folks who do raise sheep to give it a real good feel of what needs to be done for those animals versus what you might normally keep records on for beef animals, that type of thing. So it's kind of a cool setup.
Interesting. Well, hey, again, phone number to the program, 701-293-9000 if you want to join in on this. It's bottom of the hour. We're going to take a short moment here. When we come back, we got another look at the forecast, a few more ag topics, and we'll find a way to throw in a little bit of fun in there as well. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Rev up your engines for Track Talk with Jason Berg, the ultimate racing radio show every Monday night at 6:30 on WDAY Radio. From the hottest drivers, latest racing news and analysis, to recaps of the best dirt track races in the region. All live from O'Kelly's Bar and Grill. If the dirt's flying, you can bet Jason Berg is covering it. Track Talk is brought to you in part by Buffalo River Speedway, Randall's Excavating, Line X, Lewis Electric, Aggressive Towing and Recovery, and WDAY Radio.
West Fargo Cruise Night is downtown again this year. Join 970 WDAY 93.1 FM, the city of West Fargo, and Toppers for Cruise Night Thursday, July 20th. Same great cruise night with great food, good friends, cool beverages, and of course the star of the show, all the great classic cars.
Brought to you by Bell Bank, Sturdivant's Auto Value and RSC, and Advanced Auto Body and Glass.
Find more info in the events section on the City of West Fargo website. West Fargo Cruise Night Thursday, July 20th, downtown on Cheyenne.
You're invited to worship with us at Olivet Lutheran Church in Fargo. We offer a 9 a.m. Sunday traditional service with communion where all are welcome to participate. If you can't worship with us in person, you can always watch live or later on our YouTube channel. Following worship, we have time for fellowship with coffee and donuts and light service projects like packing up food for our food pantry. For more information, go to olivet.org. Encounter Jesus, experience grace at Olivet Lutheran Church on the corner of 13th Avenue and South University Drive, Fargo.
It's summer in a big way. So go big at Mall of America. Your summer adventure is on with a stay at Radisson Blu Mall of America, conveniently connected to the mall. Swim a little, spa a little, shop up to 500 stores, enjoy every kind of dining, and so much more. Nickelodeon Universe has live Paw Patrol shows. Then get creative with the youngest ones at Crayola Experience. So you can go big just by going to Mall of America. mallofamerica.com/summer.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Hey, it's Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. Join me, Justin Storm, and Ag Director Bridgette Readel throughout the summer as we attempt to grow a crop of soybeans. We're calling it Here We Grow, and we'll be documenting what it takes to farm in the Red River Valley and beyond. Look for new videos every Friday on WDAYRadioNow.com, our YouTube channel, and social media pages. Here We Grow is brought to you in part by Steffes Group, Red Wing Boots, and WDAY Radio.
Time
to welcome back to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. I'm Bridgette Readel, finally back to be Ag Director, along with our meteorology staff, Dean Wysocki and Justin Storm. So glad that you joined us today. That's right. Storms in the house, so to speak, and just so glad to have you here today because we are thrilled to have all three of us together again. It's like getting the band back together, right, guys? It's been a little while.
I was thinking the Three Stooges, but a band, that works too. That works.
Okay, we could go either one. Either one's fine.
Week.
Right. This vacationing thing is rough. I mean, listen to my voice. Wow.
Well, at least you went from 2 packs of unfiltered Camels to at least a pack of filtered Marlboros. So a little better.
I'm doing way better.
Way better.
Way better. Now, something else is doing way better. Well, our sponsors of our Here We Grow project. So thank you to Irie Insurance. You can find them at IrieInsurance.com. They are here to help you out in the summertime. They do a fabulous job of everything from what you might need as a homeowner to a farmer. And we are thrilled to have them be part of our project. Thank you for that. And the other, well, Steffes Group. We really appreciate the Steffes Group joining us. We had Max Steffes on not that long ago to talk about, well, some of the things that are going on, whether it's farmland auctions or equipment auctions. And if you're curious about an upcoming auction, you can go to steffesgroup.com in order to scope out what might be next. And you never know when a good auction sale might pop up. There's great things to find. Maybe, I don't know if weather guys geek out at farm equipment auctions the same way ag directors do, but I definitely do.
We geek out over like storm chasing and stuff like that.
Hey, so you had
you
Gary
should have
on
seen
last week while I was gone. What did he have to say?
He said that he missed you. He was looking forward to talking. He was bummed you weren't here.
I apologize, but how about the weather stuff or storm chasing stuff? What you got?
Justin?
Dean, do you want to do that? You want me to? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was basically just kind of explaining what the rest of the summer looked like, and it still seems to be that same pattern. And we were talking about why we got hit with all the heat, and that's due to a bunch of blocking that's been ongoing, which first originated out west and brought a lot of that wildfire smoke down out of Canada, and then that blocking kind of set up over the Great Lakes, broke down just to get replaced with another block, and that's why we were getting that heat, which was expected to be south of us and more east, but because of the way the blocking set up, which is an influencer on the LRC, it shifted it a little further up into the northern plains and into North Dakota. But now that that's breaking down and has broke down, the blocking, the pattern is recycling back on the original schedule that it should be, and we're going to see more progressive waves of these storm systems, these upper level troughs passing through, which will bring us more frequent chances for rain, which will target more areas south and through central Minnesota, but should still sneak out right around average for precip, if not just a little bit above precip, and we'll see more of that coming through July into that first week or two of August with more normal temperatures outside of what looked to be, was it mid-August or late August that there could be another potential heat wave that sneaks up here.
That sounds about that sounds about right, yeah. And it's but still overall, temperatures averaging pretty close to, when the summer is done, pretty close to normal. So we started out June, obviously on the hot side. Now we're into July and we're kind of closer to normal. We'll probably see a little bump up later this month and then maybe a little bit in August. But the good news about the pattern in the LRC, how this is cycling through, is that it doesn't appear any extended heat waves here in the Northern Plains, which is, for me, that's great news. I mean, I know I love the heat. Believe me, it's great. But you get those extended heat waves. That's not good for moisture, and that's not good for crops or ag or any front lawns, your garden, whatever. But at least we're not having to worry about that this summer. So that's good news there.
Yeah, it is. Hey, if you got a weather question, want to join in on the conversation, 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. We're going to head over there right now. We got a couple of lines on hold, so we got about 2 spots open if you want to get queued in. We're going to go to Jeff first. Jeff, welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Where are you calling from, and what's your question or comment?
Hey guys, how you doing today? Calling out of Felton.
Hey, what's up, Jeff? How you doing?
You got 2 meteorologists there, and I don't recall either one of you guys telling me that yesterday was going to be the hottest day on the earth. Obviously, Wysocki knew about it because he didn't leave the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you're
how
correct.
You let this thing slip by us.
I was actually in bed all day, so you're correct.
I would have had my PF 200 on if I knew it was going to be the hottest day, but nobody warned us. And I listen to you guys every day.
We must have let that slip, Justin.
Yeah.
We must have.
Every newscast is broadcasting that it's the hottest day on Earth yesterday.
And that's the
6.7.
I believe that's the third time it was the hottest day on Earth, or something like that. I was reading.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it fits.
So maybe next time you'll let us know.
It doesn't fit our narrative, but you know what? Jeff, we will let you know personally. How's that?
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. Because yeah.
If it was the hottest day yesterday, why was I wearing a hoodie? I mean, maybe I don't do math really well, and I messed that all up, right?
I'm just just what CNN's reporting. They can't be wrong.
Well, no, it's like
right.
They're the big guys.
Reading it on the internet, same thing.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you
Jeff.
calling.
Hey, and speaking of reading things on the internet
and believing
John,
them,
mine too.
and believe is I'm guessing this is the John we all know and love. So John has John has a question, or no, he has a chemtrail update. I'm seeing. John, what do you got for us?
Exactly. Where is my UFO music?
Yeah, do the conspiracy bed. No, do the conspiracy bed.
There we go. Now things are more in balance. See, if Bridgette was doing new forecast, kind of like new math, she wouldn't have worn the hoodie yesterday because it was the warmest day of the year. And
right, I got it all wrong, John. All wrong over here. Yep, terrible.
So, Dean, I just want to let you know it will rain sometime tonight before midnight, because as I look up into the southeast sky, there's a chemtrail.
John, say it's going to rain tomorrow.
Cover-ups, corruption. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
So tonight before I can almost guarantee you it is not going to rain before midnight tonight.
I'm going with midnight.
I'll guarantee you it won't.
I'm telling you.
Now,
you look over Hicks and Oxbow out your big weather window, you guys.
Okay.
And there's a chemtrail.
Now, if you want to go midnight tomorrow night, maybe before midnight tomorrow night, but not tonight.
Oh no, I'm going for midnight tonight. Because remember the last time when I said no chemtrail, no rain, I barely missed it.
And it rained.
Admit it, Dean. I barely missed it.
You barely missed it. You did. I'll give you that one. But tonight, it's going to be a swing and a miss for you tonight. I think
Well, I'm planning on mowing my lawn, and I'll probably wash my truck on the way home. So it's kind of like if the Native American in me goes out and does that little dance in the backyard, one way or another, I'm going to make it rain before midnight.
Okay. Well, John, check back with us tomorrow. We'll put apples to apples, oranges to oranges, and see who's right here. I say 0%.
I'm just telling you. I think Gary and I can team up, and we're just going to rake it in like no tomorrow. We're going to be the most accurate duo that ever lived.
Oh boy!
Out of all of that discussion, you guys, the one thing I really want to point out, John, could you wash my pickup too? A little filthy over here. Maybe that'll help.
Here's what I just got from John when he said he was going to team up with Gary, is that he's about to Bud Light weather 2020.
That would.
Hey, can I get a rim shot on that one?
Oh, hold on here.
Wow. Man, this is Feel the Burn Day, is it?
It might be. John,
John, thanks for calling.
I got rain to make.
All right, John. Thanks for calling in. Oh,
Send it
boy.
my way then.
Yeah, it's always fun having John chime in now and again, isn't it? Where were we? Where were we before the train went off the tracks? Here?
We were talking about what were we talking about?
Yep.
Oh, this ain't good.
We
We lost
talking
track.
about
We got a
Gary-
minute 30 to go.
No, we were talking about Gary being on with you guys last week while I was gone.
Oh yeah,
and I think we've I don't know if we've summarized it or just made it worse. Choose what you want.
No, I think he just.
He said he missed you.
Yeah, there he did. And Justin did he summarized it pretty well, and everything's pretty much panning out the way it was expected to so far, and we'll see how the rest of the summer goes. But I think we'll be I think our ag community will be fairly happy with the outcome this year, especially with the moisture and and things like that. Now, Bridgette, quick question. So areas down in the Central Plains, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, eastward into Illinois. Up until the last 2 weeks, they have been just bone dry. Now, that whole area, with the exception maybe of South Dakota, even the South Dakota has gotten some beneficial rains, but more so down in Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, parts of Iowa, Illinois. They've gotten some really good beneficial rains down there over the last week to 10 days, almost 2 weeks. Is it too late for down there, since seeing how dry they were?
Well, okay, so if you look at the crop that's currently trying to grow, will it help out what's going on? Yes. Have they probably already lost their top-end yield? Yes. Between the drought status and then those that had derecho effects, they've probably lost their maximum yield. So, no, Justin, they aren't going to get to 65 bushel soybeans either. Now, the reality is they're going to need a lot more of that to recharge their subsoil, because just like we have been dry, they are seeing that same pattern. So I would say they want you to keep the rate coming so they can stockpile it for when they need it again.
Right.
You know, Jim was saying there's still a chance we could hit 65 bushels.
I think there's potential, because Jim talked about the fact that maybe we could, when we start doing fill, like in August, that's when he thought more rain potential would help. But if we had too much rain, that holds us back too. So there's a fine balance in there. Hopefully Jim told you exactly what it was, the secret to farming and how to get it right.
He told me exactly what we need to do to get 65 bushels. And, you know, I have those connections and I have some ties out to Alaska. So I messaged the boys over at HARP. They said that they were going to see what they could do to bring in just exquisite, amazing, picture-perfect farming weather through the rest of the summer up here. So we'll see if they can hold true on that.
I can't hardly wait to see if you can do that.
Speaking of that, if you want to take a look at our LRC calendar, you can head over to our website, WDAYradionow.com. Got the outlook all the way through. Did I go? No, I think I only went out to July. We'll be uploading August and September here pretty soon, but you'll get a look at what the general trend of temperatures are going to be. It's for a, overall area, so it's not for a particular city, so it's going to vary a little bit. But the general up and down trend you'll be able to notice pretty well. We also highlight the key dates that storm systems will likely be passing in and or around our area, and we'll kind of touch a little bit more on that when we come back after the American Ag Network.
On the next Coffee Club with Janae and Ronnie.
Best day of the week. It's Friday, and we're going to talk to the Red Hawks and see what they have going on. And also another round and about of Janae and Ronnie's categories.
Plus, we've got weather for shows you're going to attend at this year's Red River Valley Fair, and all kinds of fun stuff that we always do on the Coffee Club. It's the weekend. Join us.
The Coffee Club, weekdays 8:30 to 11 on AM 970 and 93.1 FM WDAY.
Boost your crop's health with Domark 230 ME and Badge SC fungicide exclusively from Gowan, USA. Domark's systematic action teams up with Badge's outstanding mixing properties for unbeaten disease control on sugar beets, dried edible beans, and canola. Experience the power of two different modes of action with Domark and Badge. Don't wait. Contact your local ag retailer and ask about Domark 230 ME and Badge SC. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
Is your vehicle ready for summer travel? Matthew Carlson here at Fix It Forward Auto Care. Our free 15-minute safety inspection can identify vehicle issues that may cause problems and breakdowns when you're on the road this summer travel season. Need tires? Our knowledgeable staff can find the right tire that fits both your needs and your budget. Be prepared to enjoy worry-free driving this summer when you have your vehicle serviced at Fix It Forward Auto Care, the name you trust for car repair.
Fix It Forward Auto Care.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Sunday at 6 a.m. Planning for your financial future can be stressful. It involves investments, taxes, insurance, and estate planning. At Creative Planning, we have an entire team working for you, including wealth managers, CPAs, and attorneys, all in one place, all working together. Let Creative Planning show you a richer way to wealth. Visit creativeplanning.com. That's creativeplanning.com.
corn higher, but the rest of the markets trading mostly lower. This is the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen with this market update. We're joined now by Mark Lucas of StoneX for market analysis here today. Mark, as we take a look at things, corn is really the only market in the green here. We have a lower trade in beans and wheat on this Thursday, lower trade in the outside markets as well. So corn kind of seeing some bull spreading against beans and wheat here. It just feels like maybe a little bit of that weather concern coming back into traders' minds here in this corn market, among other things, giving us a little bit of strength on the day Thursday. Is that kind of what you're seeing?
Yeah, you've got kind of a mixed bag here, as we've, talked before about several of the forecasts talking about a big change in the weather pattern. We've finally seen that come through. I mean, granted, it's a couple weeks later than what a lot of them thought it was going to be, but, the heart of the Corn Belt's picking up some rains and things like that. And now they're looking back out to the more extended forecast, even out past the 8 to 14 day, and they kind of feel that the western northwest part of the Corn Belt's going to start to dry out. And so, maybe that's part of the change in pricing here. And you're seeing some strength in spring wheat with, some of the dryness in the Canadian prairies and things like that, with some concerns there. So short term here, though, we got some cool temps, which is very nice for pollination period. And, some people who really needed rain have been picking it up. So kind of what we're dealing with.
Well, good thoughts there. Appreciate the time. Mark Lucas with StoneX in for our market analysis. Over in livestock trade, triple-digit losses in the cattle market, led by feeders down over $3. Hogs moderately higher with triple-digit gains in some of the front-month contracts. Crude oil down 64 cents, 71.15. The Dow Jones down 481 points. This is the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. 152 on this Thursday afternoon. Temperatures outside mid-70s, on our way to highs in the upper 70s, right around 80 for this afternoon. It's just a near perfect summer afternoon, in my opinion. 701-293-9000 is the program phone number if you want to join in on our conversation, ask a question. If you have any questions about the LRC or anything agriculture related, give us a call. We love hearing from you, especially occasionally from John when he gives us a few updates on what he's seeing up in the sky. And it was a fun little conversation with John that we had just a few moments ago. But we're going to jump back over to some ag topics now. And I think I'm going to throw you another curveball here, Bridgette.
Gotcha.
How expensive was your 4th of July cookout, and how'd that compare to years past?
Actually, if you do a year-on-year comparison, we saw some of the prices coming down versus what we saw a year ago. It's interesting to note why that is. Quite a bit of variance. So, for instance, we saw overall, we're still significantly increased over what we were a couple of years ago. But we saw that drought conditions have increased the cost of feed, reduced the number of available cattle for summer grilling, so we still see higher beef prices. Potato prices can be attributed to poor weather, leading to a drop in production, so your potato salad costs you a little bit more. Your wheat and so forth, we saw that a little bit less. Chicken breast, eggs, those were record high prices in 2022. They have come down slightly as we're seeing a recovery from avian influenza. We're rebuilding those flocks. So things are starting to balance out. The problem is, it's just like when you buy fuel. We went from $2 fuel to $4, and now we feel like $3 is probably okay. We're seeing the same thing happen with a lot of our food costs too.
Yeah, just kind of getting used to it. At least it's not as expensive as it was, but like you just mentioned, it's still higher than what it once used to be, and it's still hurting quite a bit of people. Now, with obviously there's still places that are getting hit with drought. There's still crops that are getting left out to dry. But with a general recovery in a lot of areas, especially where a lot of our our greens come from out in California and spots in Arizona, West Coast, replenishing a lot of the water they lost with the excessive snow that they got this past winter. Do you think that'll be the trend that we continue to see, some decreases in prices just due to drought recovery across the United States? Or do you think that areas that are still kind of being affected by drought and new areas of drought are going to kind of counterbalance that?
I really think that we're going to start to see some recovery, but it's going to take a little bit of time because our trucking costs are still very high. Our transportation costs are what's going to be a big factor in when our prices start to change and correct themselves. And will we go back to where we were 3 years ago in food pricing? I don't know that we're going to get there. We've established some new lows in the market, and there's a level of comfortability by a lot of people that is probably going to stay. The unfortunate thing is when prices go up, they don't come down nearly as easily. We see that whether it's in cars, in food, in land, et cetera. So I'd love to tell everybody that this 21% food inflation that we're feeling is going to get better soon. But this is a personal opinion. I don't think we're quite there yet. How about you guys? I mean, what are probably the biggest things you're seeing that are changing food price-wise?
Up or down? There's not much down.
Not much down.
Yeah, I would say eggs have really, like
down.
I said, I saw them for 99 cents. In fact, I just picked some up this weekend, 99 cents a dozen. That's way down from the high that they were. But everything else is still up, especially cereal. I mean, wow. And I don't know.
Oh, that's never going down. They keep jacking the prices up and making the boxes smaller.
Yeah, and I don't know if that has anything to do with with the wheat and grains and with those prices being up a little bit. But wow.
And they are up a little bit, but also, just think globally. Usually, wheat is one of the cheaper grain crops that people would be raising, but the changeover here is the fact that you're seeing areas that are no longer raising as much wheat as they did. We had some heavy drought conditions in areas that are typically strong grain growing areas like western Kansas, western Nebraska, and it's going to take a while to recoup that because even if we are raising a better crop today because we got more moisture, we're still working off of previous inventories that were higher priced. So we're going to have to work through some of that before we can get to a lower price deal. That's what I see it.
Here's a question for you on the grains and prices and supply and whatnot. Hope that I can say this the right way that I'm thinking it in my head. But with what's going on over in Ukraine and Russia, the grain export deal, that's kind of a deal, but it's pretty shady. Do you think that we're seeing effects on the prices of what's going on over there in an unnecessary way? Because the grain market here doesn't go to Ukraine and we don't get grain from Ukraine. So do you think that there's a false effect on our market because of that that's kind of attributed to higher grain prices?
I'm not sure if you'd call it a false effect because if people are buying grain from us because they can't get it elsewhere, that puts more strain on the supply, which means the demand for it raises the price. So realistically, our prices could go up. Our input costs will go up to create cereal, breads, that type of thing, because somebody else wants to buy our grain and it's not going to be as cheap as it once was.
And I thought I was under the impression that the grains that countries buy from Ukraine can't afford the grade of grain that we're producing here in the United States. Isn't that true? Or is that kind of a loose end?
So let's use a country like Turkey. If they're buying a lower quality grain from Ukraine for that region, and now they're not getting as much because they're only getting 30% of what they normally did. So then they're going somewhere else to buy. They're buying from someone else. Whoever was buying from that intermediary is now turning around. So it kind of works its way up the chain that everybody is buying at a little higher quality, paying a little higher price.
I see. Well, that's a good explanation. Thanks for clearing that up, Bridgette. And we're going to have a look at the forecast. Dean, I don't know if you can do it in 15 seconds or not, but
sunny, high near 80 today, clear tonight, 50s, chance of storms tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, and then temperatures in the 70s to low 80s over the weekend. How's that?
Hey, there you go. Well, thank you very much, Dean, and thank you for listening today. We're back tomorrow, 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The Jay Thomas Show is next.
AM 970 and FM 93.1, WDAY, Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo.